Most civilizations across the galaxy had reached a consensus long before they ventured beyond their home worlds. This understanding was forged even before the advent of rudimentary technologies like steam engines, dating back to eras marked by castles and pike-wielding armies. The realization was simple: militaries weren't worth the cost. For any nascent government considering militarization, one of two outcomes was inevitable: they would either be crushed by neighboring nations wary of potential aggression, or they would conquer their neighbors only to create a power structure ripe for internal overthrow. Thus, demilitarization became the norm. Outliers existed, of course, but among the 11 most influential civilizations in the Orion Arm, a shared system of governance, military strategy, and economic structure prevailed. This pattern was assumed to be universal. Then came the humans, who shattered these long-held beliefs. When probes discovered Earth, a seemingly insignificant blue planet, it triggered a cascade of disbelief and uncertainty. Upon closer examination, a reconnaissance mission revealed a startling reality. One nation on this planet not only outmatched the leading civilizations of the Orion Arm, but surpassed half the known galaxy's combined military might. This nation, the United States of America, was an anomaly even on its own world. Despite only accounting for about half of Earth's military strength, it boasted the largest blue water navy, white water navy, air force, naval air force, ground support, and armored corps. Astonishingly, they allocated 25% of their budget to their military while maintaining one of the highest standards of living, second only to their allies. If these allied militaries joined forces, they could rival the galaxy's armies. In response, containment measures were swiftly implemented. A strict embargo on selling faster-than-light, FTL, technology to humans was enforced, and galactic trade with Earth was limited to essential goods. Yet there was a nagging suspicion about the true necessity of the 15 ships laden with home furniture, computers, and, disturbingly, military equipment that occasionally slipped past patrol vessels. As I addressed a gathering of monarchs and leaders, I sensed their discomfort, their attention conveniently fixated on the portraits of their founders. But my main concern was not the humans' military prowess, it was the mass exodus triggered by rumors of Earth's freedoms, limited work hours, the abolition of slavery, and a government accountable to its people. 172 ships, manned by a mix of commoners and slaves with minimal guards, had ceased communication and embarked on a journey to Earth, all equipped with some form of FTL technology. If the humans upheld their principles and built as rapidly as their history suggested, we had mere weeks to prepare our defenses and crush their dreams of space exploration. Yet, before I could finish rallying support for a preemptive strike, an aide handed me a report. My heart pounded as I skimmed the contents, a standard trading ship emblazoned not with the insignia of a galactic house or clan but with 50 stars and 13 stripes, the emblem of the United States. This ship, retrofitted with military-grade equipment nearly matching our own, was a harbinger of the storm to come. The room fell silent as the image was projected for all to see. The realization dawned upon us: the galaxy's balance of power was teetering on the edge of a precipice, with Earth poised to tip the scales. As the image of the trading ship with its unmistakable American insignia lingered on the screen, the room was gripped by palpable tension. The kings and queens, once complacent, now wore expressions of deep concern and uncertainty. The silence was broken only by the faint hum of the projector. "We cannot ignore this threat," I finally spoke, my voice echoing in the Grand Chamber. "The Americans have already begun to blur the lines between commerce and military might. Their technological advancements and the ideological appeal of their society are rallying the oppressed and disillusioned from across the galaxy." One of the monarchs, a regal figure draped in emerald robes, stood and addressed the assembly. "We must form a coalition," she declared, "an alliance of our most powerful forces to confront this burgeoning threat. If we allow them to continue unchecked, the balance of power will shift irreparably." Murmurs of agreement swept through the room. It was clear that a unified response was necessary, yet deep down I feared that this would not be enough. The humans had demonstrated not only superior military capabilities but also a resilience and adaptability that was unprecedented. As plans for an alliance were set into motion, reports continued to flood in. More ships had departed for Earth, each carrying a mix of hopefuls and rebels eager to join the burgeoning society. The humans, it seemed, were not only building a formidable defense but also a powerful narrative of freedom and opportunity that was irresistible to many. Within weeks, the coalition fleet was assembled. Ships from every major civilization in the Orion Arm converged at a central point, a testament to the gravity of the situation. As the supreme commander of our forces, I was tasked with leading the charge. The stakes had never been higher. Our first objective was to establish a blockade around Earth, cutting off any further influx of potential allies and resources. The plan was simple: isolate the humans, weaken their resolve, and strike when they were most vulnerable. However, as we approached the solar system, we were met with an unexpected sight. A vast armada of ships, each bearing the American insignia, stood ready. Among them were vessels of various designs and origins, hastily retrofitted and armed. The humans had not been idle. They had rallied those who had escaped to their cause, integrating them into their defense. As our fleet moved into position, a transmission was received. The face of a human commander appeared on our screens. To the leaders of the coalition, he began, his tone firm but respectful: "We acknowledge your concerns, but we will not be intimidated. We stand for freedom, for opportunity, and for the right of all beings to determine their own destiny. We invite dialogue, not conflict." The proposition was unexpected. Some in the coalition saw it as a sign of weakness, others as a genuine offer of peace. Yet the fear of Earth's growing influence loomed large. After a brief deliberation, it was decided we would proceed with a blockade but remain open to negotiations. Weeks turned into months as the standoff continued. Skirmishes broke out, testing both our resolve and theirs, but with each passing day, it became clear that the humans were not to be underestimated. Their ingenuity and tenacity were evident in every encounter. Finally, a breakthrough came. A group of diplomats representing a diverse array of civilizations managed to broker a summit. It was held on a neutral station orbiting a distant moon. There, amidst heated debates and tense negotiations, a tentative agreement was reached. The humans would be allowed to continue their expansion, but under strict regulations and oversight. In return, they would share certain technological advancements and work towards mutual goals of peace and prosperity. It was not a perfect solution, but it was a step towards stability. As the summit concluded, I couldn't help but reflect on the profound changes that had taken place. The galaxy had been forced to adapt, to rethink old paradigms, and to embrace new possibilities. The Americans had shown us that strength was not merely a matter of military might, but of ideals and innovation. In the end, the humans had done more than just survive, they had reshaped the galaxy. And as we embarked on this new era of cooperation, it was clear that the future would be defined not by fear and conflict but by the shared pursuit of a better tomorrow.